Welcome, everybody, to Manga Alert. It's been a while, but of course, as another great holiday tradition that we have here at Manga Alert, we have to do the top 10 best-selling manga of 2019. Joining us...
Oh, yeah. Even though I'm pretty sure we've talked about them all already, but whatever.
Joining us is our long-time favorite guest host, Based Senpai. Welcome to the podcast.
Mal's favorite child, I'm here.
Welcome back. It's been a hot minute.
It's been a while.
We decided to invite him back to give some insight to this year's best-selling manga. Hopefully we'll get some answers. Hopefully we'll get all those questions from the last week's podcast answered, and then hopefully we'll be on our merry way to the Christmas cast this year. Can't wait!
Woohoo!
Well, holiday cast, we don't use Christmas around here.
Oh shit, alright, well, go ahead and censor this.
I'm full of Christmas semen. I don't know what it is, but it's hot. It's like heaven's orgasm inside an oatmeal cookie shot. And when I put my Santa hat on, it's a needle full of Christmas glee.
Alright, well, I think we should just jump right in and just talk about what the top 10 list is. I think that's a fair thing to say.
Do we want to recap last year's first?
I suppose we could. Who wants to do this? Who wants to list off the greatness that was last year's top 10?
I'll do it. Alright, so number 10 last year was Tokyo Ghoul Re. Stupid. Number 9, for some ungodly reason, it was that time I got reincarnated as a slime. Number 8 was The Promise of Neverland. Good job. Number 7 was The Seven Deadly Sins. I don't know how it got there. Number 6 is Kingdom. Number 5 is Haikyuu. Number 4 is Slam Dunk. Good job. Number 3 is Attack on Titan. No surprise there. Number 2 is My Hero Academia. No surprise there. And number 1 is One Piece. No surprise
All right,
there.
good job. 2018 manga. All right.
Woohoo. Good job, us.
Good job, TV Tokyo.
I think it's still impressive that Slime was the manga version got on that top 10 list.
Yeah, because it is a light novel, I believe. This is just the adaptation, which
Yeah, I think the light novel
That's
was
super
number
weird.
1 for the light novels, but it's very rare for a manga adaptation to hit the top 10.
Yeah, that is weird.
Closest thing to that would have been Goblin Slayer, but no one really talks about that anymore, so rest in peace. All right.
Wait until season 2.
Well, let's jump right into number 10, and that's a good segue with what we were talking about. Reincarnated as a Slime is the number 10 best-selling manga of 2019.
It shut down just a couple spots, too. That's like
with a
kind of impressive.
whopping 3.4 million. So it's actually, compared to how it was last year in its sales, is relatively close.
It's like the same.
It's still impressive.
Yeah. So it
Barely moved it off.
hasn't really dropped down much. I think none of us can really give any other insight to Reincarnated as a Slime other than the fact that it was a light novel, very popular, and then a manga transition, and I believe there's an anime adaptation, if I'm not mistaken.
The problem with these series is they usually fall off. The problem is, but it's still there. That's the weird thing.
Yeah, like it'll get a big boost and then it'll just fizzle out. But nope, people love the slime.
Yeah, like I honestly haven't heard a lot of people talk about this series in the past year. So it's kind of weird.
It doesn't seem to be like. It doesn't seem to. Do we even have like an English release for this? We must.
Heck, I don't know.
Yeah, Kodansha's doing the manga, and I believe Yen Press is doing the light novel.
Huh. Well,
That's rather strange for two different publishers to be dealing with two different source materials.
yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, no, it looks funny. Yeah, I don't see many people like picking up the manga.
Yeah,
light novel,
same.
But, I guess it's bigger in Japan, I suppose.
Yep.
But,
I definitely have to agree with that.
But based, have you watched the anime or read this at all? Do you know what it's
No,
about?
I don't even know if the main character is a boy or a girl. I think it's just a slime. I'm just very
I think-
confused.
It's a non-binary slime.
I'm pretty sure that is actually like they're gender neutral or something. I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
I've heard that.
A slime?
Well, it's like a slime, and like if you see the main character who's like this kid with blue hair, I'm pretty sure they like turn into a. I don't know. I actually have no clue. Like
This is like the wild card on this list, to be honest, because I've never really read too much into the reincarnated as a slime manga.
Same.
So I mean, if anyone in the comments can give any better insight to this, please. But none of us here really care to look into it.
No, I have heard from a lot of people that it's good, but I don't know. It just looks like isekai trash to me. So
Yeah, no, and we don't support isekai here on the podcast. So
all right.
all right. Well, with that being said, transitioning into Kaguya-sama, Love is War.
Now this is a real.
Yeah, this is
series.
something I've heard nothing about.
This is Reddit's #1 manga of 2019.
It is.
I've heard nothing about this.
This got an anime earlier in the year, and it was really big, and it was really good. I watched it and I really enjoyed it. And the manga's been coming out in English now, so yeah, it's a pretty big series at this point. But yeah.
I can't say I have any other insight on this either. I don't read any of this stuff.
It's basically about the student council president and vice president, and they're in love with each other, but they're so full of themselves and have so much pride that they don't want to admit it. So the whole series, well, at least the first season of the anime, is basically just them trying to get the other to confess their love, and a whole bunch of shenanigans happen, and it's great.
Oh no.
It's good.
What's it called? This sounds like Hagane.
I don't think I know what that is, but yeah.
It's a little like Death
That
Note.
might be what it is.
It's a
Oh yeah, there you
Death
go.
Note, huh?
a little bit.
Now, Apollo's not here, so I can't clown on him, but he actually thinks that Kaguya-sama is one of the worst manga he's ever read. No joke.
Wasn't Apollo the one that had Tokyo Ghoul at #1 of the best manga?
Yeah.
Okay, I was just clarifying.
Yeah.
When he's
And also, now that I'm like reading Tokyo Ghoul Re and I'm almost done Tokyo Ghoul Re, Apollo is a huge clown. Like that is I cannot believe he put that at #1. That it's such a mess.
This is coming from the man who thinks Tagame Bachi is like the #1 manga of all time. So I think
What is
I'll
that?
give him this. Like, I really love the first Tokyo Ghoul series, but Re is just like whatever.
yes.
So yeah. Oh, and
So that's another interesting thing too. Is Tokyo Ghoul is not on this list either this year.
It also ended earlier. In the year,
It ended, so I mean the sales. Honestly, I think
No,
the last
but
volume did come out this year, though, right?
Yeah, but I mean.
Re was on it last year.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that's what was on it.
Oh,
Yeah, so-
But anyway, speaking of like Kaguya and Tokyo Ghoul, because I hate myself, I watched for Neverworld. He made a video on the top 10 manga, and when he got to Kaguya-sama, he was like, "Yeah, I don't know anything about this series. I've never heard of it. But based on the covers, it reminds me of Tokyo Ghoul." I'm like, "Oh,
No.
okay."
All right,
Dude,
classic for Neverworld.
Looking at the the ranking of like 11 through 20, Tokyo Ghoul Re isn't even on here at all either. Like World Trigger beat out Tokyo Ghoul
That's
Re
just the Shonen
for
Jump
like.
stuff. That's just it's
Yeah.
lacking all the other
Oh,
stuff.
that
'cause
is.
There's no
Oh
100
man,
on there.
dang, upsetting.
All right, so Kaguya-sama, whopping 4 million sales with that one. Not bad. All right, coming in at number 8, we have one of the first big drops since last year. We have Haikyuu, which has sold
not a huge
for
drop, but, yeah.
4.5 million, which compared to last year, it was ranked number 5 and had over 5 million sales. So it did okay, relatively, for the year. I know a little bit about Haikyuu. I've watched a little bit of the anime. I haven't really done much of the manga. Not a big fan of this one. Volleyball manga, anime, if you're really into sports, and I know Apollo's really big into it. It's like one of his favorite sport mangas out there. But for me, volleyball is sort of one of those oddball things that you wouldn't really think would work as well as a manga. But it's here, so...
I feel like I'd rather watch the anime for this, just because it's sports, and that might seem cooler animated. But
I thought the same thing too when it first came out. I was like, boys volleyball, how good can it be? But I think what is it, Production IG who does it? I may be wrong. They do a fantastic job, and I picked up the manga. It's good for a sports series. It's not like out of like control crazy like Kuroko's basketball, but it's pretty.
And it is
solid.
long now. It's at 40 volumes. I know they just started the final arc, but it's looking to be like a long one, so it'll still be around for a while. And yeah, I know also the anime is coming back. I didn't know this, but apparently the anime has been gone for like 4 years, and now it's finally coming back. So good for them, I guess.
It's been a while.
They have
Yeah.
a lot
I
to
was gonna
catch up
say,
on.
Shrug, you've read Haikyuu, right?
Yeah.
And what do you think of the series, honestly?
I read the first 2 volumes, and the beginning was a little slow. It's probably, it probably got a little bit better just because the beginning was a lot of them getting into their school and getting them set up on the team. And if it went to like an actual like, you know, the 2 main characters working together and like being an actual game, because I know that happens. I bet it would honestly be pretty entertaining. I was entertained, like, but it was really slow. Like, just for me, it took me there was a lot more talking than I thought there was going to be about hitting the volleyball, and so I was kind of all like, this is a real downer. Like, I was real pumped about the series because I really wanted to get into it, but it was a little bit slower than I wanted it to be.
I think a lot of the problems with sports series is that they mainly focus a lot on just on the court or on the field, and this one kind of explores the outside life of said volleyball players.
Gotcha.
It gives a lot of character development to the characters, but it is still, you know, there's a lot of tournament arc in it as well.
There's that classic shonen trope. You gotta have it.
Well, I mean, it makes a lot more sense here, but
Yes, for sure. All right, well, I mean, that's pretty much all I have to say about Haikyuu. Check it out, I guess, if you're a fan of sport manga, and, of course, shonen tropes. All right, number 7, another pretty fairly big drop compared to last year, is Attack on Titan with a whopping 4.7. Last year, it was the number 3rd best-selling manga, so to me, I consider that fairly significant, although I am aware this is the last arc Attack on Titan is on right now, so I can understand that with a lot of the arcs being changed over time. Usually sales tend to drop a little bit.
yeah, also, I think its peak was like 11 million or something, so yeah. I think the main reason for this drop, though, is because like Attack on Titan has become like very like complex and political with its story. So I think like a lot of the maybe younger fans or normie fans who just read for the action might kind of get a bit lost with it. So I think that might be one of the factors there. But yeah.
Yeah, I think that could. I agree with that. I think that like for some people that really got invested to, I think it was like what, like volume like 20 or 21, like right after they like right as like where season 3 ends. I think a lot of people were expecting it to keep on going with that amount of stuff, and then it started getting to more like actual like political stuff.
Yeah.
And so I could definitely agree that I think that kind of turns some people off.
I mean, now it doesn't turn me off because I think that this is like the best the series has ever been. But I mean, for mainstream appeal.
Oh, I think so too.
But from,
I think so too. I think that it's just a lot of people who got into it for the giant naked people eating smaller people, and they're kind of all like, "This is Debbie Downer."
yeah, why are they talking about like wine and shit?
I can definitely argue that the hype for Attack on Titan has significantly dropped from when it first was being introduced.
Yes.
I mean, like the big.
They also took like 3 years to make an entirely new season,
Yeah,
and so I feel like
I think that was the biggest
that's
problem because it just killed so much momentum the series had with popularity. Because like by the time season 2 came out, most people who would watch season 1 kind of forgot about it. So yeah, I mean season 3 definitely like gave it another huge boost, but I mean it's still nowhere close to what it used to be. But
Did you see the score of season 3 on Mount?
oh, I did.
I mean, whew. That's
I
impressive.
remember people were like spamming Full Metal Alchemist with ones so that Attack on Titan could beat it on my anime list.
Jesus Christ.
I don't remember
That's-
that.
I don't know if that'll ever happen, but all right. Well, Attack on Titan, a whopping 4.7 million, and I believe compared to last year, the sales were definitely more significant. 5.2 on the last chart, so a
It's
decent
also
chunk.
likely. Also, how you mentioned the final arc, I'd say it's probably going to end maybe like next fall. So
Very
might
likely.
not have many more chances
depending.
for the list. But,
Yeah.
It is monthly still, right?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough. All right. Well, another fairly significant drop because this was the number 2 spot last year, so it was dethroned. My Hero
But how many
Academia
copies?
at 5 million.
Yay.
This is the best.
That's just that's kind of a bummer.
I mean,
Well,
it
I
sucks.
mentioned this
So
earlier.
I mean, you know.
I'm pretty sure the reason this dropped is because it had one less volume this year. So if it had another volume like last year, it probably would have sold about the same, maybe. So I think that it.
I mean, last year was a down year as well. I mean, every series was down across the board pretty much.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can definitely tell that and we'll talk about these once we get to the top 2, but the top 2, you know, they broke that threshold from last year. You know, last year, the highest selling series was only 8 million. And
Yeah.
so that was even significantly low, you know? So,
Yeah.
But yeah.
I mean,
My-
My Hero Academia, I clown on it. The bid has always been it's a piece of shit. And, I mean, it just, it takes so much from Western influence, which that might be my issue with it, is that I've known comic books. I've read comic books for many, many years. And for an Eastern audience, getting that Western influence thrown in with also that manga and whatnot and Japanese influence, it's great for them. But, you know, it's nothing new, nothing special that I can honestly say that this is a original great shonen manga of our generation. It is the trope of being that hype shonen series that everyone will consider to be the new big 3, even though there's no big 3 that exists in this day and age. So My Hero Academia, I don't like it. I don't think it's great. I think most of the love it gets is from what it's stolen from other things, and that's just really how I feel about it. So,
Well, to quote Tokyo Ghoul Re, that's kind of harsh.
What they're doing right now is great. They had obviously a little bit of downtime with the training arc at the beginning of the year, probably caused a little bit of lack of sales. Then they went into the Endeavor, and then that caused Horikoshi to get death threats from fans for glorifying an abuser. That probably affected sales.
Well, I think that happened before the Class A versus B fight, but yeah.
It's always going on.
Like, I think the most interesting thing to me about My Hero this year is that they spent an entire arc only on the villains, which was like, oh,
That was
shit,
great.
okay.
I like that.
And it was not only like it was really like a big tone shift for the series just because of like how dark it got. So I can definitely see like maybe this arc turned some people off because it's like, well, we're all my fun, happy hero characters, and instead it's just like a whole bunch of people getting murdered for like 25 chapters or something. So
Oh, frick. Yeah.
I can hear it, dude.
oh,
Where's
was that a
Minato?
spoiler? Sorry.
It
no.
is for anyone who's never read My Hero Academia, but for anyone
we were
who
vague enough. It's
Well,
fine.
they don't
for
know.
anyone who really
they don't
honestly
know.
gives
They
a
don't
shit,
know.
because
They-
I
they-
don't,
they don't
would
know.
probably care, but you know.
Yeah, I'm really interested in where the series is heading now because there's probably going to be like a huge turning point soon.
Yeah, we're in the end game.
Endgame.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
It
I
was
wouldn't call
all
this
a
the end
dream.
game
Okay,
yet,
well-
but you know.
Oh yeah, All Might probably gonna die.
The main character has been in a coma the entire time.
Upset.
Well, I mean, he's been to the hospital enough that's
Indeed.
possible.
All right. Well, compared to the sales of My Hero last year, we have 6.7, which is a fairly decent chunk of a drop. But as Gear stated, this might have been due to the fact that there was one less volume. We can't confirm if that's true or not. I'll just take his word on it. All right.
I mean, we can confirm. I was
Yes.
just lazy.
Well, we know you
But
Canadians
keep
are
going.
lazy. All right. Topping at number 5, we have the newcomer, Quintessential Quintuplets,
Round of applause.
at
Yes!
5.8
Yes!
million.
Round of applause.
I
yes.
watched
Oh,
the
wow.
anime
Oh,
of
I'm
this
so happy.
series, and it was
Good man.
dumb. It was dumb. Stupid.
What?
You know,
You're dumb.
Between the character arcs and the various differences, and I say various when I really should say the very few minute differences between the girls, other than one is
What do you mean?
one,
They're all
one is
completely
emo,
different.
one
Just
is
look the
emo,
same.
one's good at cooking, one's good at electronics. It's like the Power Rangers of dating simulators.
Oh
You
my
know.
god. Yo, someone,
Oh, come on, man. That's-
someone stop this guy.
I did not care for the anime at all. It was very underwhelming. The ending was not something that really
Well.
confirmed anything. It almost left me wondering. It left me wondering
course
why I
not.
wasted my time in the first place, because what the show's basis was on is what girl this guy was going to end up with, and we still didn't get our answer. So
Well,
Well, yeah, that was just the first season.
you know
Season
what?
2 comes out in January.
I'm not gonna put up with your bullshit when you defend crap and garbage like this.
this is the best romance in years.
Best romance in years?
In years.
Nisekoi, false
Oh,
love.
no.
Where are you at?
This is
No,
by far a way
I'm honestly
superior
clowning.
version.
I'm clowning on that fact because Nisekoi was so overdrawn and way drawn out to the point where it was just the last arc of
Exactly.
Nisekoi was terrible. It could have ended
How
in
many
10
volumes?
volumes, and instead it's like 30 or some crazy
How many
number.
volumes was it? It's 24.
Way too long, even then.
Quintessential
24 is-
quintuplets is going to end at 14. The prime, the pristine
Yeah,
number
nice
of
and
14.
compact.
You know what?
No BS.
Okay, but here I have to tell my quintuplet story because it's changed quite a bit. So I think I mentioned it last podcast, so I watched the anime, but yeah, so I watched the anime like a month or two ago, and I was like, hey, this is really awesome. Shaman's a clown for not liking this. And then I was like, I could read ahead, but the second season comes out in January. I think I'll wait. But then they announced that the manga's ending, and not only that, but a certain plot revelation happened, and I was like, oh shit, okay, I'm not getting spoiled for this. So I read the entire manga in like 2 days to catch up, and I was very happy because it was great. So
Oh man.
I'll say, like, you won't be disappointed, no matter which girl you like the best. I don't think you'll be
Shaman, you have to realize that there's no bad girl in quintessential quintuplets.
yeah,
there's
well,
not one.
Well,
Your
All right, maybe
your
the-
opinion,
maybe one.
Your opinion on the girls change every single day. Your team whatever one day, and then your team somebody else the next day.
no. I had one opinion during season 1, and then as I read more of the manga,
Here's
I had
here's the
another
thing.
opinion. That
We've
was
been
it.
talking
That's
about
all
the
that
anime.
changed.
Has anyone here read the manga?
We just read the manga.
Yes, that's what we
Okay.
were just talking
So,
about. I
what
read the whole
what are
manga.
the main differences? Is the manga better than the anime?
Well, the anime and manga are like they're pretty close. I
Okay,
would
but
say.
still, like, is the pacing there? Like, is it the pacing compared?
The
to
pacing
the anime
is great.
better?
There's no BS. It's all crisp, so linear.
It's all
Yeah, it all-
crisp
it's
and
amazing.
linear. So if you're
I
Just
also
imagine if We Never Learned was actually good. This is what it would be.
okay.
Okay.
So
Okay,
Apollo,
let's-
Apollo,
okay.
where's Apollo? We need him in here.
These are some fighting words here.
Well, Apollo would be already at the getting his shotgun off the shelf.
Where
and
it?
killing?
Where
killing
is
people.
We Never Learn on this list? It's nowhere to be found.
We Never Learned did respectable, okay? It did respectable.
At rank 50. All right, great job. I think Kaniku Man sold more copies.
See, the difference is We Never Learned is more of like a gag, etchy type thing going on. Like they really just don't give a shit with what happens.
So
in
an
We Never Learned.
isekai.
But well, no, not an isekai, but
Yeah, exactly like an isekai. It's a gag. It's a
the
gag
different-
harem. You know.
But you see, quintessential quintuplets. That is a story. Like that is
That is a
oh,
story.
pristine.
It's a story.
From where I'm at, there's barely any. There's no fan service. It's literally
Oh, no.
just wholesome
I
romance.
know it's great. Like they all have massive breasts, and you never see them. It's great.
It's
like,
great.
Oh,
What the frick? What?
It's you just
I like-
wait to like look at their smiles. Their smiles just
Yeah.
brighten the room. It's so wholesome.
and it's great because like even though they're all quintuplets and they all look the same, they're all so they all stand out so much. It's great.
I've never heard so much virgin talk in my life
don't-
before.
I don't want to
Like-
talk
like,
about this
the
anymore.
awesome thing about this, like, for a lot of romance series, the problem is like you're waiting, like, oh, is he going to end up with anyone? Is it going to be a harem ending?
He
where they
he
just
does
have an
end up
orgy?
with someone. It's just we don't know.
Well, yeah,
We don't know who.
Well, yeah, that's the. That's the great thing about this is because, like, the very first thing that happens is you see his wedding years in the future, and he's marrying a quintuplet, but you can't tell who it is because they all look the same.
That's all the reason why it's a waste of time
to
even
stop.
watch.
It's because you guys, Shaman, you don't understand because when they like the whole point of harems is they add characters just like slow down the plot so they can increase the story. They don't add any girls. Yeah, it's only these 5.
You don't know yet.
It's so good.
They could.
Yes,
they could pull a wild card and say there was a 7th
left.
sister all along.
There's 6. There's only 5.
There's only ever it's so good.
There's gonna be a filler arc in the anime.
Oh yes.
There's gonna be a filler arc guaranteed.
No.
For those listening, this is the best series to come out of 2019, in my opinion.
It is very good. So
I beg to differ.
Also,
but is what it is. I'm in the minority here.
Also, I do have a confirmation that there was one less My Hero volume this year. So
perfect.
So there we go.
Great. Thank you, Gear. Make a note when we're talking about this bit in the video, and then that way people can hold on to their pants. All right. Coming in at number 4, we have Is the Promised Neverland at a 7.4 million sales. Compared to last year, it has significantly increased in popularity, with its last year rank being 8 and selling over 4.2 million. So, big difference there. I myself, I would probably argue on this list, so this is very rare for my audience to hear from me, this is probably the best shonen that we've gotten in recent years.
Whoa.
I like The Promised Neverland. I think it's good. I think the beginning of the story starts out fairly slow, but eventually once you get by volume 2, you're going to start really getting into the story and what's going on. Great main characters, really awesome protagonist in this one. I think, honestly, the downside for me is the artwork of the characters. They don't look as great as I would like them to, but I think that's the appeal of the series, to have that certain aesthetic. But I like this series. I'm not caught up. I'm on volume 8, but I like it. I enjoy it. So I'm glad to see it at 7.4. That means it's a fairly popular series, even compared to the list of last year. Very few series even broke the 7 million threshold. So you can tell that the manga industry has been significantly better for 2019. So
yeah, Promised Neverland.
It's because of the anime adaptations that have been getting better. They've been throwing their shonen licenses to actual good studios.
That is true, yeah. Because Promised Neverland, that's another thing. It did get probably a pretty big anime boost because it got a really good adaptation this year. So yeah, good for them. This one's also about to end. Well, I mean, there's probably like a volume or 2 left, but yeah, I don't think the final arc has been as good, but it's still been pretty enjoyable, and I really love the series. And yeah, good for them, climbing up in the world. We got Phil there. It's probably because of Phil. He's moving all the copies.
Leads me to believe that this will probably be the last year it's on the top 10 list. Just because if it is going to be ending in 2 volumes, we're probably going to have it finished up sometime closer to the end of next year. We might see it on the list, but it'll probably drop in popularity. That's the thing.
But yeah, this is a pretty solid peak, more than most series ever get. So
yeah, for sure. All right.
Well, Shrug, have you read any of it recently?
I actually haven't even looked at the most recent stuff. I'm really behind because I really want to finish up and then reread it all at once.
That's fair.
Because I really liked it, but then like I don't know exactly when it's supposed to end because I look it up every once in a while. I'm all like, which one? When is it exactly going to end? And so I just really want to wait for just a little bit, let it all finish up.
All right. Number 3.
Chinese Naruto.
Vinland Saga. Oh, wait.
Ooh.
Just kidding. Vinland Saga sucks so badly that it's not on this list. So it got beat out by Kingdom at a whopping 7.6 million. So Kingdom has been another wild card on this list. It's rose in rank compared to last year. It was rank 6 at 4.9 million, with its rank being 3 and at 7.6. So quite a big increase in sales. And I think Kingdom recently got an OVA adaptation not too long ago. I think they're always doing different things with Kingdom. They're always giving new animes and whatnot with it. So
it got like I think 2 seasons of like really shit Period CG anime, and I know it's getting a 3rd one this year. So, but yeah.
I don't really care about Kingdom. I think it's another one of those series that's really overhyped, and the artwork is terrible. So
you just hate Chinese people.
Well, the artwork just it makes me gag, like just seeing it. Like its pages, like the faces of the characters, they all look like they got run over by a semi. You know, it's like
it kind of looks like Fist of the North Star. Now that you mention it.
Oh, come on now.
Come
on now.
Oh.
We're not going to be talking about one of the most influential shonens on this shonen top 10 list of 2019.
Well, isn't Kingdom a seinen?
I'm pretty sure Kingdom's the only like seinen series on this list.
Kaguya
oh wait,
is
no.
also,
Attack on Titan is a seinen, is it not?
No, Attack on Titan is shonen,
yeah,
but Kaguya-sama is a seinen. Yeah, but
Kaguya
it is?
Kaguya is a seinen, yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, in that case, it's one of 2 seinens on this list.
It's so because like this is also the only one like without an English release, so like it really hasn't taken off in the West at all. But
I don't think it would be popular over here. I honestly don't think
I
it
think
would.
that's why it won't. They aren't going to release it. No one really wants to risk like a 60
and not only that,
series.
Exactly. It's really long. That'd be like if they released Golgo 13 in the United States and it's like 150 plus volumes. Like no one in their right mind would want that, you know?
Now, I actually did read a bit of Kingdom this summer because people wouldn't shut up about it. And I liked what I read mostly, but it was like there was so much to it. Like there was all this like politics shit going on, all this I'm like, oh god, 600 chapters of this, I don't know if I can do this right now. So I was like, yeah, I'll put this aside for now. Maybe someday. We'll see.
But Kingdom is better than Vinland Saga. So, you know, that's
by sales, yes.
By this list, you know, that's what they say.
But what about by my anime list?
We're going to go ahead and talk about the number 1 ranked series first because this
what?
is...
No, what?
No.
Yeah, no. Why not?
People
want to know what
Number
the number
2.
1 is.
No,
people
we
want
just,
to
you can't
know.
skip. No, you can't put
can't.
the second at last.
We're gonna well, hey, everyone knows what the second ranked series is, okay?
Everyone knows what the first ranked series is too.
Nobody cares about the number 1 series, okay?
I have a lot to say about the number 1. I could care less about Wano, so let's get it over with.
Oh shit!
All right, so we got a hater in this podcast, but number 2 is One Piece at 10.1 million. Still significant compared to how it was last year. Its last year rank was number 1, as it has been for the last 11 years. Finally has been dethroned by the number 1 series.
Well, hold on. It has been beaten once at the midway point, 1 year in 2015 by the 7 Deadly Sins.
Oh God.
Yeah, okay. That was the midway point.
Now we're really clowning.
Point.
We're not going to pull up 2015 statistics in this. All right. Anyways, cut this out. Cut this part out. One Piece at number 2. Wow. I don't know how I feel about this. I think One Piece for me, as much as I love to say I love this series, I think it's one of the most significant shonens on this list, as well as manga on this list. I can tell you honestly that without One Piece, we wouldn't have probably everything from below number 2 to what it is now. I'm going to just be honest. And especially with the number 1. The number 1 would not exist if it weren't for One Piece. Let's just get that straight.
My Hero definitely would exist because of Western influence. That would be if like Spider-Man and Batman and Superman.
One Piece has also had its fair share of Western influence. Let's just get that straight here.
Pirates don't really matter.
Pirates of the Caribbean, baby.
Well, Berserk ripped off One Piece with its Ghost Pirate arc.
Here's the thing. One Piece got its influence from Disney's Pirates of the Caribbean, which is why it exists in the first place. Okay? Have you not read the Orangetown arc? Thank you very much.
I just don't know how One Piece continues to be, I don't even know.
Because it's the only shonen that is not read by people who are under the age of 17. Yeah. It is all
like the thing
it is all people and men in their 30s and 40s that are reading this series.
One Piece has not charted in the English, like, America at all this whole year. It's not even been on the top 20 best-selling volumes.
Because
that's not surprising.
Here's the thing that I've noticed. If you check, like, 2009, 2010, One Piece was literally selling, like, 40 million copies a year. So compared to that, it's obviously down a lot, and I think the reason is just because no one new is reading One Piece. It's literally, like, at this point, very few people are actually, like, getting into the series because of how insanely long it is. So I think, like, it's, like, I'd say, like, 95% of the people buying One Piece are people who have been reading it from, like, years ago, right?
It's a bunch of boomers, and that's honestly the truth.
Yeah.
Because Wano's a bunch, it's literally 2/3 flashbacks to reminisce with the boomers.
Hey, you know what? Those flashbacks give me goosebumps. So you know what? If a series
Honestly,
can give me that, then I'll take it. So
I am still really enjoying it, but it's just like I don't recommend One Piece to people anymore because I'm just like, there's 95 volumes. I mean,
who is even recommending it? I mean, for instance, it has a garbage English dub, so Funimation is honestly ruining it.
I mean, the anime in general is pretty bad as an adaptation.
Well, here's the thing: the quality of the anime has actually significantly increased since way back in Fishman Island. Okay, compared to that, there is none because the quality was awful, and it
had to,
you know.
Yeah, the Wano anime, it definitely looks a lot better, but like they still can't fix the pacing unless they take a break.
Of course you can. It's One Piece. It has garbage pacing, and that's why it's 90+ volumes. You know.
But yeah, but because like when I think of it, when I started reading One Piece, I think it had like 70 volumes or something, and even then it was like a lot. But now there's almost 100, so it just gets harder and harder to recommend it to people.
Oh, I remember.
As good as some of the,
it really
is.
It's just like,
but why?
I remember the days when Water 7 was the newest.
Somebody
series. That was great.
I remember, so somebody asked me if they should get into One Piece, and I said, like, I remember very vividly having this conversation, and I said, I think that the thing is that you can find a part that I think is really good, I said, but I can't say that you should watch the entire series. Somebody got really upset because in my Thriller Bark review, I said, if you want to hop into this series, I think this is like a really small part to see if you're interested in wanting to do that at all. Oh, but it's coming. It really is coming to the point.
As the first arc in One Piece. What?
No. Like, no. Hold on. No, I said it's something really small. It's all like, I wouldn't say that like it's like the best arc. I said it's something that it's really small that if you wanted to get into and you thought that it was entertaining, because it's not something that's like incredibly important, but it has like good moments.
But why would you start at like almost to the halfway point of the series and see if you like it? Wouldn't you just tell them to read the first like 13 volumes of the series to see if they enjoy it?
I don't know, because I was all like if you saw like 13 volumes, some people are all like, man, that's a real like Debbie Downer.
But I wouldn't tell someone to read volume 45 over the first 13 volumes. That makes no sense.
It doesn't get good.
I think volume 59 is the best one. You should just read that.
Oh no! Hey guys, Baroque Works. Yeah, check that shit out first. Also, Impel Down, great arc. Read that. All right.
No, and I'm not saying that like people like shouldn't like start the series, but do you get what I'm saying? It's becoming so large to the point that it's hard for people to like want to jump into it. Like Gear was saying, and so I said, if you want to find like a good starting point, I said. It's getting harder to the point to be like, you should start at the very beginning and then go all the way to the end, because some people are definitely going to lose it.
I get that. It's just, I don't know. It doesn't seem like the best thing to. That'd be like with JoJo. Read part 4.
Yeah,
read parts 1, 2, or 3. But at least with JoJo though, those stories are all their own
they're like,
thing. Yeah. It's really like a collection of different series, right?
Yeah.
So it's a lot easier to get into JoJo because you can just like read one series, like one part, and then a few months later read the next one.
But
it's like
One Piece. If you read something from volume 1 and you have no idea what they're referencing from volume 89, you're not going to know that. So you have to read it all. You have to read every single thing of it because you won't understand.
It's like something. A lot of times something comes up from 50 volumes ago, but it's been so many years since I've read those 50. Like
even you have to go back, and you've been reading the series for like years now.
And here's the thing with One Piece. It's as close to being an Americanized comic that you're ever going to get compared to My Hero Academia. So take that, My Hero. You suck.
What?
You suck.
All I'm saying is that there is never going to be another series with pacing issues like One Piece. If you've noticed the trend lately, everything is going quick as hell, all fast-paced. The new editor is not joking around.
Yeah.
He is the real deal.
It's just like, man... Well, in Japan, they're still like, man, dude, they're taking Oda and being all like, dog, you're like a freaking genius.
I'm
so
pretty
like
sure.
they're keeping him around as like long as they can.
I'm pretty sure they're
pacing
doing
thing is a
that
good point.
because he's going to be dead soon. He's a man.
He's gonna die.
Smokes
They
three
like
packs of
force him
cigarettes
to
a day.
take breaks. Like One Piece goes on break like once a month and I'm pretty sure it's because they make him, so he doesn't die on them. But Base brought up a good point about the pacing, like especially with the #1 series. But like most battle manga right now are really fast paced. Like One Piece has arcs that can last for years, and that's like unheard of in anything else. Like a My Hero arc is like average maybe like 15-20 chapters, and that's like the same with most arcs in battle manga now. So like One Piece, that's another thing like that makes it just hard to get into because like kids these days, they see like, what the fuck, they've been in the same arc for like as long as a whole other series ran. So it's
One Piece has evolved into something
Holy-
else. It's no longer the
No.
baby shonen that we once knew it as. The typical battle series that had its week monster of the week fight. You know, it's different compared to what it used to be.
Okay, dude. Every series back in the 90s had like 80 chapter arcs, dude. Now they're like 15 to 20, and even My Hero, even Horikoshi said 40 chapter arcs were killing him. He's like, this is too long.
But you know what? My Hero wouldn't exist without One Piece, so you know what? I'm okay with that.
Get out of here.
One Piece, highly influential, great stuff. It deserves all of its praise and all of its
Yeah,
stuff.
I do want to say, even though we were kind of like telling people not to read it just now, kind of, but I still really do like One Piece. I really like where it's going, and I am glad that I have read it all and I'm up to date. I just
Oh yeah, same.
I find
It's
it
good.
I find it hard to be like, hey, you want to read a brand new manga? Here, check out this 95 volume series.
It's just tough. You're like, hey, read the first 60 volumes. It's great, and then when you get to Fishman Island, it's gonna be a slog. It's gonna suck, and then you're gonna get to the next arc, and it's gonna be
All
even
right,
worse.
we don't
And
talk
then
about
just-
Fishman
and then-
Island. Let's pretend it never existed in the first place. I think we can all agree on that.
My next One Piece review has to be Fishman Island, and so I've just been putting it back. 'Cause I really don't
just
wanna
do a
have to read
one-word
it again.
review. It's bad. There you go, and then just end the video right there. You know.
And make like a 10-minute like end card. There we go. That's how.
Don't forget your Crunchyroll advertisements as well.
Yeah.
All right, the #1 on this list, and easily the worst manga on this list by far, is Demon Slayer at 12
Oh man.
million sales, making it the highest sold series, and compared to how One Piece was last year at 8 million, has pretty much shat on that number. So 12 million for Demon Slayer. I don't like this series. I think it's stupid. The first couple of chapters. I know that when this series first dropped in English, me and Gear both read this on the Shonen Jump app. We're not sponsored by Shonen Jump, by the way, but we're just mentioning that because we read it on there. Demon Slayer
Read it legally.
is like if you took Naruto, you took pretty much the all influential aspects of early shonen manga, and you shat on that. You shat on Naruto. You shat on Hunter x Hunter. You get Demon Slayer. Okay. It's this
See,
guy.
I think
honest,
Shaman is.
It's
I think Shaman is just being sexist because this is like the first time that a female mangaka has become #1. So what up?
that's-
Gonna be honest
that's
here,
messed up.
like I honestly thought that people were talking about Demon Slayer, and I thought it was like a sequel to Goblin Slayer. So I was all like, is everyone just talking about the sequel to Goblin Slayer? And then somebody told me that it got #1, and I said, oh my gosh, no way. And then I was like, oh, this is an entirely separate thing. Oh, frick.
So you didn't actually know what Demon Slayer was until it got number 1?
No, I actually, like, I think I actually found out, like, exactly what it was about a month ago. And then people were telling me that it's doing, like, incredibly well. And I went, oh my gosh. Like, I have not paid attention to Demon Slayer whatsoever. That's how much I've actually paid attention to this series.
But Ninja said it was the best anime of all time.
I don't care what Ninja says. I have no idea what he says.
Okay.
Digital influencer.
I have no comments. Actually, I have tons of comments on Kimetsu no Yaiba. First off, before the sales were even announced, this series was ending.
Yeah, I know.
Because the sales prior to the anime were garbage. Literal garbage.
That's the funniest thing about all of this.
The anime comes out, it literally erect penises all the way to the top.
Oh my.
It's actually crazy. I've never seen, it's literally a damn... It looks crazy.
Like, I can just picture the editors, like, wanting to kill themselves. Because they're like, oh yeah, wrap it up. Your series is whatever. Yeah. And then all of a sudden it's beating One Piece, and they're like, oh fuck, what have we done?
Oh my gosh.
It is an 8.92 on now. Like, what?
Wait, hold on.
There is no...
Is it done now? Like, it's ended, correct?
No, they said it was
it's not
going to
doing a
end.
movie.
And that's what Base was saying. They announced it was going to end because it wasn't doing too well. And then as soon as that they did that, the sales started to boost from there.
Oh my
And now
gosh.
we are here
Yeah.
now looking at the top 10 manga of 2019, and it is number 1.
How in the
Yeah.
ever-loving heck did it make it here?
It literally has sold more volumes than Bleach and My Hero Academia has at volume 17 than the other two, obviously. It is kind of nutty.
Yeah, it is. No matter how you look at it, it is pretty insane. And like, now for me, I know most people here now know my thoughts on it. Like, I read the first few chapters and I thought it was just trash. But I watched the anime as it came out, and I sort of warmed up to it. It's like, it's nothing new at all. It's just like the same, it's fighting, whatever. But I do think that it does. For as like by the numbers as it is, I do think it does by the number stuff probably like really good compared to most other things. So I can definitely see the appeal. Like, it's very fast paced, like we were talking about earlier. It has like a lot of crazy action stuff. It has some cool moments. I don't think it's nearly as good as One Piece, and out of everything I've read here, it's probably the thing I like the least. But it's a thing. People like
This
it.
is literally going to be the trend to get, like, other shonen series better animation studios. I believe Jujutsu Kaisen just got picked up by MAPPA. I don't know.
Yeah, I think
it's really crazy.
One of the most interesting things I've noticed, like near like the latter half of this decade, is that they're really stepping up the anime adaptations. Because I think they finally realized that like having good anime adaptations can actually help a lot. so yeah, because like before, if Demon Slayer came out in like 2003, it would have like a 200 episode series of like half of its filler and then like an original ending. So.
Screw 2003. If it was made by Period, it would have been garbage.
Okay, yeah, Period still does this. Yeah. Ugh. I mean, I
still think
Black
Black
Clover, but I do
Clover
feel
would have done
bad.
better. Because they put all their money in. They funneled all their money into Boruto, and Boruto is garbage.
Well,
it is
I
a
think we can all
dumpster
agree
fire.
that none of those series we've talked about are on this list, so they're all garbage. So
Well, we've talked about them all now. We can.
because everything
So-
everything
We can
that
go to
we
that other
read
list.
is garbage because it doesn't land on the top 10 list. So
Listen,
Well, I mean-
where is Soul Eater?
over.
That's all
it
I'm
ended
saying.
years ago.
What?
Yeah, your
Well,
point.
Slam Dunk made it last year, and Soul Eater's
Yeah.
got new editions.
Slam Dunk
so,
is
maybe-
the gospel in Japan. Do you not know that Inoue is like literally God in Japan? He's the Osamu Tezuka reincarnate, okay? That is why Slam Dunk
Soul
was
Eater
on
sold
the
pretty
list
well back in the day.
to begin with. And let me tell you, the day Vagabond gets another
Do
volume
we have any like?
is going to be the day when it's number 1 again on the list.
Do we have any like predictions for next year? Like, are there any up and coming series you guys think?
Demon Slayer is definitely going to be taken off. For sure.
No, not the whole
so.
thing. Even if it ends, I think it'll still like latch on.
It's going to be number 10 next year. Demon Slayer. It's going to drop.
Okay.
All right, guys. Here, I'll tell you exactly from 10 to 1 exactly what it's gonna be.
Right there.
Oh.
I just posted it. Right there.
Oh.
Spy X Family is going to be in the
Yes.
top.
Oh,
No.
God.
top.
What?
Unfortunately,
Why are we
I
talking
don't
about
want to
this?
say it. I don't, because it's the extras are important.
Spy Family has sold like it has like one of the strongest debuts for a new series ever. It's actually insane. Like
It sold like triple or quadruple more
God,
than
and
One Piece
World
did
Trigger is
in
on
the
this
same time
list.
period.
Who the fuck is
All right,
still
listen.
reading World Trigger?
Listen, y'all. Listen, here's 10 to 1. Here's how it's gonna be next year. All right, Hunter x Hunter is gonna exist from the spots of 5 to 10.
Hunter x Hunter doesn't exist.
It's taking up.
Togashi
It's gonna
even-
take up 5 to 10. We're gonna get half the people on the planet to buy a copy of Togashi's newest volume. And then each new volume is gonna take up another spot on the roster. Okay, we're gonna have JoJo's take number 4. All right. What else do I own? Dragon Ball Z is gonna be in there somewhere. I don't know why. We have One Punch Man. Because why not? And then
I could see that.
Hey guys, I'm gonna be the first one to say here, Chikabibachi number 1. I don't care about 2 and 3.
did Apollo
It's just-
make this list?
I think so. I think I'm eating. I think that I'm getting sick.
How much did
Can we end this
Alright.
bit, please?
Okay, so-
my ears
hold
are
on.
dying
So,
after that.
For my predictions, if Jujutsu Kaisen gets a good anime adaptation, I can definitely see that being here.
Did you read the first volume? It came out like the other day. Have you just read any of it?
I read 2 chapters and I didn't like it, but I'll give it another chance.
I'd say give it 4.
It gets good at chapter 4.
All right, so
But-
here's the deal.
Yeah,
Promise Neverland's going to be gone. Quintuplets is going to be gone.
No.
It's ending. It's getting another
Yeah,
season and
people
it's
are
ending.
gonna keep buying
It still
it.
has 2 more volumes, and
Yeah, everyone's gonna keep buying it.
So the hype
Because
train
it's so
is going to
good.
continue from
it
now
will be in the top 10. It won't be top 5.
from now until it ends, and then the end of next year. You think that's going to happen?
I think it's going to hit top 10. It will not be in top 5 though.
You're crazy. I don't see that.
I know how the sales works. It's a fact.
Demon Slayer is going to drop significantly. The hype train is going to
The
end.
volumes are selling over
Okay.
a million. I don't. As much as I hate to
Okay,
say it,
but like the 7 Deadly Sins was in number 7, and it's not even on here anymore. Okay,
'Cause it
let's
ended.
let's not. Okay,
Oh.
but, okay.
No, it didn't.
It did not
It
end.
hasn't
ended and it's still
going.
going. It's ending. It's still going. It's. I don't even know.
Quintuplets ain't getting on there. I'm sorry. It's
You're,
just, it's
you
not
don't
gonna
even know what
happen.
you're talking
Sorry.
about. Quintuplets are going to be on there. I guarantee. I swear on it.
You bet that. All right, so
I'm-
we're gonna
I'm
invite
quoting this.
Base
We're
next
coming back
year.
here.
We're gonna invite Base next year, and we're gonna figure this out.
You're
Put
reading
in the
all of My Hero
hashtag-
Acad- You write in a notepad. You're reading all of My Hero Academia next year.
Hashtag down with quintuplets or hashtag for quintuplets. Okay, if it's gonna be for the top 10 next year, I doubt it will be. But some people here are saying it is, so we'll leave it at that. My Hero Academia, based on how well it sells here and in Japan,
It's still gonna stay.
probably gonna stay.
Yeah, and it also has the anime currently.
I
so
heard the
that's-
movie's really good too.
The filler movie that has absolutely nothing to do with the plot.
I heard it's canon.
Money.
I think. Well, I don't know. I hope. Like, it would be really nice to see Act Age in the top 10. I don't think it would be without like a really good anime, but that would be nice. Because Act Age is my favorite.
If
current
Studio
Shonen
Period
Jump
gets Act
series,
Age.
so
What would you do?
fuck off.
Yeah. So Attack on Titan probably gonna be gone.
Or either that or like number
no.
10. I think
No,
I think
'cause-
it has one more year left being in top 10.
Yeah, Attack on Titan probably has another year of volume. Like, it'll probably like the last volumes.
Maybe. I'm not gonna guarantee
Again,
it,
with
but
this
I'm definitely
one,
gonna say it may
It
have one
depends
more
on the
year.
pacing and when the volumes drop. So
This honestly, the surefire ones every year is IQ, My Hero Academia, One Piece, Kingdom, and then whatever the hell airs that gets popular.
Yeah, whatever's popular.
Kaguya, Quintuplets, Promise Neverland, Kimetsu no Yaiba. It's just whatever seasonal or anime comes out that boosts up the sales. That's pretty much it.
And I think Demon Slayer's like a guarantee for next year just because of
it's
how
gonna
high
drop.
is.
It's
like,
gonna drop though. It's not gonna be number
It'll
one.
drop, but like I think
it'll drop.
But
If they keep selling
it'll drop, but it'll
900,000,
definitely still be there.
yeah, if they keep selling 900,000 copies of volume, it's gonna be there.
Haikyuu, we said it's going to be on there, so that's good. Kaguya-sama, Love is War. I don't know enough about this series to really say it's going to stay.
I think it's gone.
I think it's gone.
I can't imagine that series going on for much longer. So
Probably.
I don't know. But I've only seen the anime for that, so I'm not sure.
And with the way Reincarnated as a Slime is, last year was number 9.
Who knows?
It's number 10 this year. I think it'll probably be kicked off next year. So
Watch it be number 10 again.
You know, Boruto
Just
might be that wild
same
card that
amount.
does better. You know, you never know.
No.
Boruto
is actually doing
It is.
shit. Like, I saw the thing. I don't have the numbers here, but I saw a thing that Act Age was outselling both Boruto
Hey,
and
you know
Dragon
what?
Ball
Actually,
Super.
the same thing might happen to Samurai 7 when they announce that it's going to end and it's getting canceled.
You
Or
mean
Samurai 8,
Samurai
whatever
8?
it's called.
Same thing.
They're going to say, all right, it's ending, we're done with it, and then people are going to start reading it, they're going to start appreciating it, and then it's going to be the next best Demon Slayer. So it's going to be number 1 next year.
No.
But there's
No.
But there's nothing to appreciate about Samurai 8.
Its backgrounds
Yeah, it's pretty
are great, but
Base, what are your thoughts on Samurai 8?
I haven't read it.
I think that's a good thing.
Don't you know how popular it is?
I actually don't. Tell me.
Oh, you don't know?
something
so,
Base doesn't
So
know.
Kishimoto's big return manga sold about it sold about in its first week. Well, they released volume 1 and 2 at the same time, and they both sold about 10,000 copies on the first week.
Oh my gosh.
That's pretty embarrassing.
Compared to Demon Slayer, which sold 900,000 on the first week. So you kind of see how bad that is. And,
Man.
but you know, Samurai, you know, once it gets an anime,
Oh yeah,
I don't
for
think it's
sure.
gonna
You
get
know,
it.
and like I said, once they announce it's going to be done,
No.
you know, it'll do good.
I wanna be Hokage.
He wants to be the greatest samurai ever.
So
I wanna be the greatest samurai ever. Me and my
And
dog.
technically, that's Vagabond, you know. So
Do you?
So
do you
again,
think
another
Chainsaw Man?
work that the Naruto creator has ripped off. So that says something. Masashi Kishimoto is the worst
Hunter.
mangaka known to man. I'm
What?
telling you right now.
Wha- Oh, Tight Kubo.
Taita Kubo though is smart though. He took his money. He took his money that he made from Bleach and literally now is just using the money and his time to make projects for different video games that he's working on. And he makes probably twice the amount of money that he was making than he was on Bleach.
Okay, but also like Soul Society, like that's the only thing. At that point, I was kind of like, okay, you did good once. Like, good job, good job.
we're becoming Bleachcast again. We were talking.
You
about this
cannot. We
No.
cannot go an episode of Manga Alert without
Well, it's
talking
an
about
exorcism
Bleach because of
manga,
how
right?
influential and great it is.
We didn't talk. No, we didn't talk about Bleach in like the last
I feel like
two
we
casts.
did. I feel like we did
Yes,
talk
we
about
did.
it.
No, we have.
we-
No way.
I'm
referenced-
100% sure we went on a long
We
tirade about
referenced
Bleach last
burning
time.
the witch or whatever the hell it's
did
called.
we?
And then also we referenced.
James
I
Hansen.
believe, the fact that Taita Kubo works on various gaming projects and some other shit as well in the after.
Oh yeah, because we had to talk about his character getting into Jump Force. Yeah, I remember.
There you go.
That's
I
it.
can't believe you're even
that's
talking
exactly
about
it.
on that
Jump
note,
Force.
before we go, real quick, could you guys, Jump Force is getting a season 2. It's getting a whole other round of DLC.
No,
You guys hyped?
it's not. You're a liar.
Apparently, the
It
game
is.
the game is
No.
still alive because it was nominated for best fighting game
Ow.
at the Game Awards. Didn't win, thankfully.
Not many games came out this year.
Oh my gosh! It is. Oh, you're
Yeah.
frick.
Like, I'm so shocked at that game because, like, even all the like hype beasts who usually play these types of games, even I hear them saying that Jump Force sucks. But apparently, there's enough people playing it to warrant another round, another year of DLC.
All the
so-
American weeaboos.
Yo, they got the they got the 2 dudes from Demon Slayer. Apparently,
Of course they do.
They're gonna no. Wait, hold on. This is a wish list. I'm sorry, I didn't look at that.
Well, they're probably going to be added anyway.
They got
Chainsaw Man sucks. Thank you for watching this podcast, and I
What? No,
hope you all
no!
had a great time. We'll be back again for the Christmas cast, and thank you, Base, for joining us. We're glad that you gave us
always a pleasure.
some insight
Yes.
to your opinion on next year's top 10. And we'll see. We'll see how everything turns out. But
Quintessential quintuplets number 1.
Yes!
Cause it's snowing, I'm out shopping, and I fucking love Christmas. Setting up the lights so my fucking house sings, cause I'm fucking batshit crazy about Christmas. If Christmas was living, I'd fuck it to death and then consume its body for its Christmas breath, cause it's growing and not stopping.